from my heart and from my hand. Why don't people understand my...
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So I hope you guys had a restful holiday period and that you managed to recharge your batteries. I think when you left me last, I was working on the first of the e-box fitments to the engine bay, ready for the drivetrain or the electric motor to go in place. So if you recall, we did have some interference issues because it was a left-hand drive kit supplied and we're fitting it to a right-hand drive car. So I came up with a couple of solutions over the holiday period. So yeah, let me just show you those. So probably the easiest way to show you this is to drop the other video alongside this one so you can see the comparison. But basically what I did is I took the corner off the mounting plate for the e-box, which allowed me to move it in further, but that didn't allow me to move it back far enough to go onto the bulkhead plates. So in the end, the solution was to actually rotate the brake cylinder by 180 degrees, which then put the brake pipe exit on this side of the car, which then gave me plenty of clearance to actually get the E-plates matching with the bulkhead ones on top here. So that's nice and securely in place now. And as you can see from this side, it was the same on the other side. You have to use one of the tabs where your hose would normally exit from to mount on the other side to secure it nicely. So yeah, that's all nice in place. The next job now is I need to do some work on the wiring loom to do some repairs with some inline fuses, and also I'm going to replace the Lucas box with a bladed box, a more modern one, which is a bit more reliable. As you can see, I already wrapped the old harness in harness cloth tape. And by the way, guys, a lot of people keep calling this Tessa tape. It's not Tessa tape. Tessa tape's actually a brand, much in the same way as 3M adhesives or Scotch tape would be. So when you're ordering this stuff, just make sure that you ask for harness cloth tape. So we're going to crack on with that, and then we can get on with some pieces behind the dashboard. Hi guys, I just want to stop the video there for a moment and let you know that any donations or ad revenue generated by this channel is actually being given towards cancer counselling charities that are helping families that have received a cancer diagnosis get through difficult times. So any help from your side, donations, or just watch the video to the end is highly appreciated. And you know, from my side, thank you so much for the support so far. Okay guys, that's the harness repaired. We've also fitted the blade box. I've not done anything with the water jet cables yet because I'm going to have to relocate the washer bottle, and I've actually ordered an aluminium one to put it in a slightly different place. And my thinking at the moment is there's enough space here for the water bottle to fit. Outside of that, it's a little bit of a challenge because the other components need to go in place. That'll take up the rest of the space on this. So here seems the most logical place for the washer bottle. So let's get these through the car and connected up to the rear harness, and then we can focus on the other bits and pieces behind the dashboard. Okay, so now we've connected up the harnesses, we can actually focus on the heating. And if you recall, we found this very small compact ceramic heater that will actually fit quite nicely under the dashboard. What I've done is I've covered the top in heat reflective tape because this goes directly below the central switches, and although there's not a lot of heat escaping from it, I just wanted to take a precautionary measure. So yeah, let's get this fitted into the car. So hopefully guys you can see this, but it works out quite nicely because in this center plate towards the bulkhead here, there already were two pre-drilled holes, and all I've done is drop a riv nut into each of them so that these two brackets can mount directly underneath. So that should be tucked up quite nicely underneath the central switches. Okay, so that's the ceramic heater installed and the lower dash pad. We're getting very close now to a point where we can start to test the original electrics for the car before we start to focus on the electrics that are connected to the actual electric motor. I've got one more job to do in the engine bay area because we need to install the 12-volt memory battery, and then we're going to start finishing off some areas like the A-pillars so that we can actually fit the windscreen in place. So yeah, let's crack on with that. Okay, that's the A-pillars done. Now we can focus on getting the windscreen in place. So the next job now, guys, is to figure out the placement of the 12-volt memory battery. And for I can see from the instructions provided, it has to mount kind of low down on the cross member there underneath the E-box on top. So you need to drill that and drop some riv nuts into the bulkhead to hold that in place. Okay, clearances are good on that. I'll just show you. So the battery is mounted there out of the way, and there's no interference with the top box. Okay, the battery's in place now. What I didn't show you on camera is I also fitted the front windscreen. There are plenty of YouTube videos on how to do this and also different approaches. What I found is that if you just put a little bit of WD-40 inside the window channel, it allows you to move the window around and get it settled in place, and then it's relatively straightforward. So, but while I was doing the window, I actually did something else because a friend of mine lent me his 3D printer, and we printed out some pieces for the interior because when we had the seats done, the guy managed to break a lot of the plastic, things like the lift-up lever and the pull-out lever. Because it's 40-year-old plastic, I'm not surprised actually. So what we've done is we've printed some replacements to get those in place. And if you can see in there, it does say Mini on it, which is quite a nice touch. Yeah, I just want to quickly jump in here, guys, because 3D printing these days is becoming more and more accessible, and I've been pleasantly surprised by how many of the components for a Mini have been uploaded as files to the internet. And we all know that the plastic parts on a restoration are probably some of the more difficult ones to find these days. The mechanical ones, less such a problem. So I would certainly recommend looking into it, particularly on projects like this where we're mixing old and new technologies. Okay guys, I'm going to continue to restore some of these internal panels. Once we've done this, we'll actually move on to doing the doors. So for the moment, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and talk to you soon. Bye bye.